Okay, so how pizza conquered America. It says Frank Mastro helped turn an Italian dish into an American classic. So why have you never heard of him? So how many of you guys have eaten pizza before? Okay. Snorri, you've never had pizza before? Have you had pizza before? Yeah? Okay, what's your favorite pizza? Who puts pineapple on their pizza? Anybody? Pepperoni? I like pepperoni. Cheese? Mainly just cheese pizzas in there? Yeah? You like anything crazy? Ever had barbecue chicken pizza? Yeah? Good stuff? Yeah? Okay. So we're going to talk about how it became an American classic. Now, what we're talking about today, our lesson for this whole week, is going to be understanding the main idea of a text. And we kind of introduced it a little bit last week. And when you have a main idea of a story, what's that exactly mean? What does that mean?
What the text is mainly about.
Good. What was the text mainly about? What was the story mainly about? So last week, or actually the first week, I read Odd Man Out. Okay, a section out of this. Okay, and this was mainly about what?
A man that was trying to play baseball.
Okay, a man that was trying to play baseball and he just didn't have the right stuff, right? And he got cut. Okay, that's what it's mainly about. Okay, so let's see, 300 pages of this book. Okay, we just summarized it in one sentence. Okay, that's what a main idea is. You're summarizing the book in one sentence. What is the book mainly about? Okay, it was about Matt McCarthy and never being able to make the major leagues. Okay, getting cut. All right. So while we're reading How Pizza Conquered America, I want you to be thinking about what is this article mainly about? Okay? So it says America was in crisis. The stock market had crashed. Millions were out of work. It was the early 1930s, and the United States was in the midst of one of the darkest periods, the Great Depression. The Great Depression. In New York City, Frank Mastro wanted to help. His community, mostly recent immigrants from Italy, had been hit hard. What are immigrants? Do what? Kinda. Go a little bit deeper with that. They're people. Immigrants are people. You have a guess, though? Good. People that have come from a different country, but they now live in this new country, right? Okay. So, his community, mostly recent immigrants from Italy, so they've come from Italy, but they now live in America, had been hit hard. Many families were struggling to put food on the table. Mastro, who made his living selling restaurant supplies, wanted to do something for them. But what? And then it came to him. Pizza. Pizza problems. Today, America eats more pizza than any other country. A whopping 350 slices per second. Okay, so every second, 350 slices of pizza is getting eaten. But in the 1930s, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone in the U.S. who had even heard of it. Pizza was known only among Italian Americans, and for the most part, was available only in Italian bakeries and grocery stores. Mastro, who had come to New York with his family when he was 10, remembered fondly the delicious pizzas he ate as a child in Italy. He believed that if more Americans had a chance to taste pizza, they would love it, just as they loved the hamburger, a German food that had recently become popular in the U.S. If pizza caught on, Mastro thought, it could save his community from their hardships. Operating a pizzeria would be a way for families to make a good living. At the same time, because pizza was cheap, struggling families would have an inexpensive option for dinner. Okay, so there are a couple good reasons right there why he wants to start operating pizzerias. Okay, if he can get people operating pizzerias, they'll be able to what? Make a living, right? Pizza's cheap, and it's a good option for struggling families. Okay, they're in a depression right now, so the stock market crashed. A lot of people are out of jobs. Many families don't have money. They don't know how they're going to make ends meet. Okay, so he's trying to come up with an idea. It says there was one problem though. Making pizza was a total pain. The Pizza King. In the 1930s, pizza was baked in an enormous oven the size of an elephant. These ovens were heated with coal, took hours to get hot, and required constant supervision from a skilled baker to keep the pie from burning to ash. To make his pizza dreams come true, Mastro knew he would need to get creative. So Mastro decided to invent a new oven. After a few months of tinkering, he had designed a pizza oven that was powered by inexpensive gas, baked multiple pizzas in minutes, and could be operated by anyone. Yet, when Mastro tried to sell his ovens, restaurant owners scoffed at him. Pizza, they said, wouldn't taste the same if it wasn't made the traditional way. Okay, so were people on board with him? No. Okay, especially restaurant owners. They're like, it's not going to taste the same. People aren't going to want that. It's not going to taste as good and the same as in the traditional way. But the traditional way, was it easy? No, it's very, very hard, very expensive. Mastro was frustrated, but he refused to give up. Instead, he opened Frank Mastro's Model Pizzeria, where a chef made pizzas in front of a huge window for all to see. Mastro demonstrated how fast and easy it was to make delicious pizzas in his new gas oven. And he invited curious passerbys to come in and sample a slice. Sales for Mastro's oven soon skyrocketed. Okay, so he would give pizza away technically, give slices of pizza away. Why? Yeah, he wanted people to see how good the pizza was. Okay, not being in the traditional oven. Okay, if he gave you a slice, maybe you'd be like, hey, this is really good. I should probably buy one of these ovens. With each oven he sold, Mastro provided instructions on how to bake the perfect pie, along with a guide for how to open and run a successful pizza restaurant. He helped hundreds of families start their own pizzerias. Sometimes he even loaned people money to help get their businesses up and running. Over the next 2 decades, the number of pizzerias in America soared from 500 to 20,000, and Mastro was dubbed the Pizza King. An all-American food. At the time of Mastro's death in 1957, pizzerias were flourishing in New York and several other East Coast cities. Frank's son, Vinny, took over the family business and expanded it further, even pioneering frozen pizza dough. But when Vinny died suddenly in 1965, the Mastro business collapsed, and the family name was lost to time. Nevertheless, Mastro's legacy lives on in the 30 million slices of pizza eaten in the United States every day. Okay, 30 million slices every day. Today, you can grab a thin crust slice in New York for $2.50. In Chicago, you can dig it into a deep dish pie smothered in sausage and mozzarella. In Detroit, you can enjoy a rectangular pie with the tomato sauce on top of the cheese. Indeed, nearly anywhere you go in America today, you can find pizza, often with a unique regional twist. My father used to say that pizza would become as popular as the hot dog. Mastro's daughter, Madeline, said, "Nobody believed him. Now I say, do you see, Dad? You were right." Okay, so you guys are going to answer the questions. And one of the questions is talking about the main idea of the entire text. Okay, what was it mainly talking about? Okay, and then we'll discuss that in a few minutes.